Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time around we had Ultra Security House Unit, where basically, Jolene was put into the Ultra Security House Unit. FF wants to try to help her, and got a dude named Anastasia, who has the stand Diver Drive, or Diver Down, I guess if you're cool. So they are going to go. And Anastasia agreed to it on the terms that he gets to marry Jolene. So it's kind of we'll cross that bridge when we get there. In the meantime, a stand has been employed at the Ultra Security House Unit. The stand Survivor, what Dio classifies as the weakest stand ever, but still a very dangerous stand, because it basically excites anger in people and forces them into bloody combat, basically. I mean, I say forces, but even he is like, it doesn't really do anything. But anyway, there's a whole big, bloody, brutal fight a brewing in the Ultra Security House Unit, and Jolene has found herself in the middle of that. So yeah. That is pretty much it. Why don't we go ahead and jump right in? The reaction is down in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go. Man, how is it these are the most, brutal episodes of JoJo, you know? I've watched Shigechi explode violently, and this is somehow worse. This is ridiculous. That's such a JoJo power, though. That's such a JoJo power, my stand allows me to bring meteors to me. Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. And again, it's just a thing of it's one of those things where it's when Jolene's like, oh, I figured it out, and it's what? It's the ceiling. Is the ceiling the stand? What are we getting at? Why would I have thought this, you know? And then suddenly, here comes the narrator. Man, that narrator is the MVP of JoJo, man. He just shows up. There are dozens of meteors and rocks that orbit the Earth forever, and some of them can be used by stand users. What are you talking about? Good grief. And in all of this, that still wasn't Survivor. And I assume that he didn't know he had a stand, and he didn't know he had that power. What I would assume is that because of Survivor, it's he's subconsciously using his stand, basically. I don't know. In terms of stands, I kind of get a bit more. Diver Drive? That's interesting. So, I don't fully see the use or the application. Okay, I guess, in terms of a fight, I guess it could be pretty good. But, this is interesting. So basically, I'm trying to, you know me. I'm always trying to think of the utility of a stand, which is often a futile effort. It's more of finding the futility of the stand, So, Diver Drive can basically put his arms and legs, stick them out of surfaces. Okay, I mean, for a fight, I could see that being useful, if you just keep popping stuff, out of a surface, that could be interesting. I mean, it's also kind of interesting because I feel one thing JoJo forgets about, is the fact that stands can pass through objects. Like, that was clearly shown in part 3 when Jotaro had Star Platinum, like, go through a thing and steal something for Steely Dan. And hell, that's even the first, like, thing in part 3, you know? Where did Jotaro get all these objects? Well, Star Platinum went outside the prison cell and stole these items for him, you know? So yeah, like, that is a thing. But this is the specific power of Diver Drive. There we go. You know, for some reason, last episode, I wasn't as, like, uncomfortable with how brutal it was. Like, for some reason, this episode is where it's like, ugh, it's terrible, you know? I don't know. So, yeah. So, I mean, but it is interesting. It's an interesting episode. And it was a good fight. I think the thing that, like, kills it for me is the fact that it's like, his stand can bring meteors from above the atmosphere towards him, and it's like, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? That's one of those stands where that's the only reaction I can have is, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? But I mean, other than that, it's a fine episode. It's a fine episode, very brutal. I like how she beat him was using the shoe, because the shoe will still be launched at the speed of that meteor, and it'll be on fire. And yeah, his stand can't get rid of a shoe. So, and the fact that, you know, it's like she said, it's like, so you became a stand user, what, yesterday? So, he doesn't know what he's doing, so he couldn't even, like, have his stand try to block or something, you know? So, man, I am so glad that FF is a healer, because Jolene certainly needs it. Like, there's only so much she can stitch up a wound, you know? So, yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave this one. Bit of a short discussion, but not a ton to talk about with this one. Still good, but yeah. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.